In the United States, there is an alcohol-related driving fatality every 51 minutes. That means 28 lives are senselessly taken every day. Someone's spouse, child, sibling, parent, or friend. Someone that never got to say goodbye or mend broken relationships or say I love you one more time. A startling 50% of all road accidents involving youths are alcohol-related. Take a look around your classroom. How many of your friends and classmates will die before graduation due to alcohol-related driving accidents? How many loved ones are you willing to lose to the effects of this drug that is illegal at your age, that is illegal at any age to consume and get behind the wheel of a car? 1/3 of all motor vehicle accidents in the United States are alcohol or drug related. How do we stop this epidemic, and what part are you going to have in it? Since the establishment of Mothers Against Drunk Driving, or MADD, in 1980, MADD has become a household name. Known for its tough stance on drunk driving laws and support of families and victims, this grassroots organization has managed to have a huge impact on the decrease in drunk driving accidents involving youths. This program also parented the invention of Students Against Drunk Driving, or SAD, seen nationwide in high schools with the purpose of raising awareness in high school students. Drinkinganddriving.org, or DADO, is a non-profit organization dedicated to preventing driving under the influence through education and inspiration. Their website includes prevention tools, a list of designated driver sites, and tips for parents on how to talk to their kids about drinking and driving. DADO's key point is not only protecting yourself, but protecting others, learning how to prevent your friends from driving under the influence. Arrive Alive's mission is exactly as stated. Learn tactics to protect yourselves and loved ones from driving under the influence, with an emphasis on explaining the laws. This site includes information on dangerous combinations of over-the-counter medications and alcohol, defensive driving tactics should you be on the road next to a drunk driver. There are countless ways to remain safe in this world full of drunk driving incidents. First and foremost, make a plan. If you're going to drink, set up an alternate means to get home safely. If you're going to drive, take your role as designated driver seriously and do not touch drugs or alcohol. If you find yourself in a bad situation of having drank and needing a ride home, call someone, a parent, a friend, or one of the many designated driver services available nationwide. These include Uber, Steer Clear, and Be My DD. Sign a pledge with your parents to never drink and drive. They pick you up any hour with no questions asked until the next day. No potential punishment is worth risking your life or the lives of your friends that are trusting you to get them home safely. It is illegal for anyone under 21 to consume alcohol. While many teens see it as no big deal and something to do to pass the time, the person who purchased alcohol for you can go to jail. You yourself can go to jail for getting behind the wheel of a vehicle having consumed any amount of alcohol. Find alternate ways to have fun on the weekend. Nationwide, there are multiple venues geared towards teens and without alcohol. In today's electronic society, there are a multitude of social media venues used for networking, entertainment, social issue discussions, and politics, to name a few. These venues, such as Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, are an excellent medium for viewing the devastating effects of drinking and driving. Facebook is full of pages devoted to those who have suffered from a drunk driving incident, from pages of those deceased whose loved ones have kept their site going, to notices of benefits for victims and families that have suffered from the hands of a drunk driver. I highly recommend a tour of the Mothers Against Drunk Driving site. YouTube offers a different variety of drunk driving information, pictures of actual crashes, victim statements from those left behind, and statements from the perpetrators who took the life of someone behind the wheel drunk. Twitter is a different sort of media, including stories and confessionals from victims, families, and perpetrators. This site offers a crucial look into the first reactions of those affected by a drunk driving incident. The video you are about to watch is about a young lady who killed her best friend during a drunk driving episode.
What do you remember about that night when you crashed the car into the tree? I mean, were you just so drunk? Do you remember anything?
I remember driving home, and I don't remember the accident itself, but I don't think I'll ever be able to forget waking up in the car. You know, the shattered glass everywhere, my hands covered in blood, the cars speeding past, nobody stopping. That feeling when I looked to my right and saw there was someone sitting in my passenger seat, but I didn't know who it was. Grabbing her hand, trying to wake her up, and getting no response. Those are things you don't forget.
I was thinking, as I heard your story, like, how do you begin? How in the world do you begin to pick up the pieces?
Initially, I blocked out everything else except physically getting better. I had over 400 stitches, my ear was reattached. I spent over a year in physical therapy, just trying to be able to walk again, to be able to move my arms, my necks. That was my focus. That's all I focused on. And when I had my mobility back, I didn't have anything to focus on anymore. It's when everything really started taking a turn for the worst. When I would pick up the phone to call Laura, only to hear her voicemail and realize I was never going to talk to her again. Going through this, dealing with it, the legal aspect, the physical, spiritually, that's hard enough. To not have your best friend there to go through it with, to be able to call on, to know you're the reason you can't call her. That's an indescribable feeling. How I got from being the murderer to being the survivor, to be able to look at yourself in those two different lights, it's unbelievable.